Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, today I'm going to show you how to make some homemade leather working tools. So those tools will be a pricking iron, which I'll make 2 of those, a slicker or whatever they're called, a burnisher, and the edger that cuts the edge off, 2 of those as well. So the first thing I'll do is show you the very basic way to do it with a fork, but slightly better than you'd normally see. So the first thing you need to do is flatten the fork and then cut the tines down so they're probably half the length they are when they're on the fork. By the way, I'm having to do a voiceover for this section because there was music in the background and I would have got copyright strikes. Right. In about 30 seconds it'll come back to the normal video though. So here I'm just cutting off the tines, and then what you need to do with the 2 outer tines is file those a little bit to make them as thick as the 2 inner ones. So once I finish that, it'll be back to normal. Right, so once you've got your prongs equally as thick, as wide, you can start putting the points on. So this will be all 4 corners, basically, not 4 corners, but in a diamond shape. So that way, that way, that way, that way. Right, I don't know how well this camera will show this because it's not very good at focusing on close-up things. But you can see these have all got points on now. Proper sort of chisel points. So you could probably use that like that. But what I'm going to do is put a steel tube over this handle. Fill the sides either side with wood. Let it come, got a groove in it so this fits right over. Cut the end off and then it'll have a decent bit to hammer onto. So it'll be fitting that piece of metal now. They have to fit in perfectly, just as long as they fit in a bit, just so you can start them off. This is just to stop the handle moving, basically. Hammer those in best you can, and they'll fill the void and just hold it all together better. So that's how it looks now. Good enough for something homemade, I think. It's better than just a fork. I'll give it a little test now. Get a bit of leather and a bit of chopping board, and we'll test this one out. That works pretty good. Yeah, happy with that one, definitely. The holes haven't gone all the way through because I've not rammed it all the way through, but it's certainly good. That'll enable me to do really nice drill holes, all nice distance, all in a straight line. Right, so this is a 1-inch spade drill bit with the point snapped off. What I'm going to attempt to do with this one is cut these 3 slits in with a hacksaw first, then I may have to do it with a grinder. Probably cut it off here. It'll be a shorter one, but yeah, and then that'll be another tool for marking the drill holes. And then once I've got the initial cuts, I know where to. I can just start cutting them. Right, this is where we are now. Got the rough shape. I may file between these just to make them level, get rid of any lumps and bumps. Then you need to do these two edge ones so that the same thickness as the two in the middle, and then sharpen them, cut the end off. Right, I'll have to charge my camera up again in a minute, but so this is the second one. Slightly wider prongs, and this is the result of the stamping. So quite nice. I'll try a bit on this corner for you. Quite nice result, I think. That would be a very sturdy thing, that's probably nearly as good as ones you could buy. So the next thing I'm going to make is a edger, one from a screwdriver, one from a chisel. Right, the next thing I'm going to attempt to do is a edge cutter, whatever they're called, edger. So what I'm going to attempt to do is do this with a chisel. This is quite a damaged bent out chisel anyway. So I can have, this is the end you would sharpen. If I can, I'm going to cut a little sort of groove in, like that, and then this groove, and this should work like an edger. So the first thing I do is get rid of this little lump, try and cut the little groove in if possible. Right, I've got the basic shape I need. So now I need to put the little groove in. I'm going to attempt to do that with a file first, see how it goes. I'll take it over to the vise, see if I can put a little slit in it with a very fine file. I'll have to film this bit from a distance because I've got to plug my camera in for it to charge. Right, so this is basically it done. I'm going to tidy up the handle, maybe make it slightly smaller. So this is how the end looks. I'll show you on this piece of leather. Yeah, that works decent. Again, that saved me a bit of money. Yeah, that works, as you can see there. So yeah, that one works. The next thing I'll try to do is a smaller one with a screwdriver. So lastly will be to do a slicker, I think it's called. It's just to round over the edges. So all I'll be doing with this piece of wood is putting some grooves in. I won't do it all the way around, I just need a couple of grooves, different sizes, round over the top basically. It won't be a long job, that one. I'll probably just do maybe one side, maybe 1.5 sides, I don't know. Just do some more of those, but smaller as you go along. So once this bit's done, I'll just be rounding over the top. And then we've got a flat bit, a grooved flat bit, and then 4 curved bits. There you go then, that's 5 tools, 3 different types. And that certainly saved me a bit of money. Yeah, this kind of thing's easy to do anyway. It's just some grooves in a piece of wood. But that'll save me getting one of those. The hole stamps, very useful, and you know, again, didn't take long to do. And the edges again won't work quite as good as the real things, but it certainly does the job. It was taking the edge off, so that saves me buying these tools at least anyway. For now. Yeah, there you go. If you wanted some very basic ways to make some leather working tools, that's how to do it. Right, hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.